What you doing in here? Ah. Yeah.
Lauren, DJ. Skype.
生きるか死ぬかの怪我だ。どういうことだ、はるか。カムロ町にいたのか。またこの町に帰ってきちまったか。けどこの話にはまだ続きがある。なんだと。事故に遭った時、車が突っ込んでくるのを見たはるかが、自分のことはお構いなしに体を張って守ったものがある。まさかそんな。この子ははるかの子だ。なら父親は、この子の父親は誰なんだ。ハルトの価値ってのは何だ。あの子の父親は一体誰なんだ。はるかの息子を守ってやるのは今俺しかいねえ。みんなが待つところに。
At the heart of it, Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, is a story about family. What defines a family? Or a father? Is it blood? Is it love? And when push comes to shove, what are we willing to do for those we would call our family? Yakuza 6 sets out to explore those themes. After retiring from his Yakuza life as 4th chairman of the Tojo clan, all Kazuma KIRYU wants to do is live a life in peace with Haruka, the closest thing to a family he has. The two set out to open an orphanage on the Okinawan coast they call home, but Kiryu's past and his Yakuza ties have done nothing but come back to haunt him. These ghosts threaten to tear them and their new life apart.
KIRYU Kazuma をカムロ町での暴行傷害並びに器物破損の容疑で逮捕します。
At the onset of Yakuza 6, Kiryu reluctantly agrees to spend 3 years in prison to hopefully wash clean his past for good. But while those 3 years are relatively uneventful for him, on the outside and without him, the lives of those he's closest to begin to unravel. Haruka Sawamura was only a little girl when she met Kiryu in 2005, and the two have seen their fair shares of both joy and strife. In 2012, Haruka set out to become an idol, a treacherous path she had to take that would lead her to a final choice: distance herself from Kiryu permanently, or abandon her dream. In front of thousands of fans, Haruka chose Kiryu, but that choice was not without consequence. When Kiryu returns from his 3-year sentence, he discovers Haruka has gone missing. Faced with tabloid scrutiny and social media bullying, Haruka did the one thing that her mother...
Mic check, mic check. Here we go. This is the audio check. Give us a shout in chat if you can hear us.
Please.
Please.
Please work.
You're praying over here to the digital audio gods. Can you guys hear us? Yeah? Yeah? Can you hear us? We can't. We actually got our IT in
right. Yeah.
So hear us. You guys hear us?
Not hearing any confirmation.
It's working.
It's working.
It's working.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
Thank God.
And when we switch to the game, that's going to be the real test.
Oh,
Last time that was the problem.
Oh, is that what? Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
good to start doing that.
Yeah.
Ah,
Man,
happy Friday, Scott.
happy Friday, Sam.
We're back.
We're back. Oh man, we got new Sam.
Oh, there's so much to talk about today.
I'm excited.
Yes, last week was kind of like a.
Like,
Well, let's just forget that. That didn't happen.
Nope. It's always been the day. What are you talking about?
It's always been today. We have so much exciting stuff to talk about this week. It's almost like, where do we start? Well, let's start playing. Let's just get into the game. You want to start rolling the game, or you want to front load this thing?
Oh man, you want to front? Oh man, because I think Nucleus is going to put their stuff out at 11.
So let's just go then.
Yeah.
Let's just go. Okay.
Okay.
So we got talking points.
We got talking points. So the gallery, we've been talking about this gallery event that we were going to have March 17th. There's going to be this big old Yakuza 6 art exhibition gallery running at Gallery Nucleus up in Alhambra, California. And yeah, that runs through April 1st. It's a bunch of art, Yakuza art. That's all we've really said about it so far. But today, we have some incredible new details to share with you about what we're going to be doing, because there's going to be, on the 17th itself is our opening, what's it called? Opening event, opening day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is there a word for that? Either way, it's an open reception.
Open reception. That's the word. That's the word we're looking for.
So that's going to happen from we have a time for you now from 3 o'clock on the 17th to 7 o'clock on the 17th. So that's the only time that this is all crazy event's going to go down. And we've been teasing the fact that we're going to have special guests.
Yes.
And it wasn't going to be Dirk.
It was not going to be Dirk. I know you guys are all disappointed. Sorry, Dirk.
Dirk may be there.
Might be there.
Make me even be there.
He
So
may
you
be
can come
there.
shake Dirk's hand. But the real special guest is Sam. I'm going to let you.
Okay,
be
so
honest.
the real special guest we have coming from, we have a special guest from Japan, Daisuke Sato. He's the sort of the head of the Yakuza studio group, the Yu Ga Goto studio group. He's general producer is going to be coming and
Wait. So just so you know, like just so you know about Sato-san here, when you get to the end of the credits of a Yakuza game, like if you actually watch the credits at the end, there are 3 names at the end. Noguchi-san's at the very end because he's the creator.
Yep.
Then you've got the writer, Yokoyama-san. And then you've got Sato-san, who's literally like, because he's the producer, he's the guy who's running the Yakuza show at this point.
Yeah. He's been doing it for a really, really long time.
Yeah, he's a big deal. It's awesome that he's going to come, and I hope you guys come meet him because it's yeah.
He's a really sweet guy. Really, really cool to hang out with. Really cool to talk to. So
Absolutely.
we are super excited about Sato-san coming. Sato-san, I know maybe you're watching. I don't know, but we're really excited about you.
Talk to that man about whiskey, by the way.
Talked about the man about whiskey. That's exactly right. Okay, and then we have
one more.
We have one more
Oh my
special
god, guys! It's
This
not even.
this one is really interesting.
Yeah.
We had to kind of reach out and pull some strings and whatnot, but we actually secured Horitomo, who is the
artist.
The tattoo
See
artist.
the dragon here?
This dragon.
The dragon? All the tattoos that have ever been in Yakuza. Nishiki's, Kiryu's, Majima's. We have assets. I believe we have assets we're supposed to be pulling up for this.
Yep. So assets. Oh, we should pull that up.
Yes.
Right. Let's see. So first of all,
Yes.
this thing.
Yes. There's the event.
This
The
event
Essence
is
of Art exhibits. With featuring all the fan art that's going to be in the books. And more. And official art. And everything.
Yep. So that's one thing. So next, again, the
tattoos.
The tattoos.
Majima's.
So
all the tattoos that you've been seeing and drawing and so much fan art of all these tattoos and everyone been like, I can't draw this tattoo. This is the man who actually does all of these tattoos.
and he'll be doing there, and I think he's doing a like a live art.
He's going to
demonstration.
literally draw for you live at the event.
So
I don't know what he's going to make.
we don't know.
He might draw a new tattoo. He might draw an old tattoo. He might do something that's crazy. We don't know.
So there's some other stuff. God, there's so much to talk about.
Woo!
Okay, so like we said, there's going to be over 30 pieces of art on display at the gallery. We're going to have some exclusive prints.
Right. So some of the art that's on the walls you'll be able to literally buy. Not all the art off the walls because some of that's fan art and stuff like that. But some of it we commissioned and specifically made so that you can buy it at the show.
Yep. Like we said, we have Horitomo coming. We're going to have you guys have ever seen any footage of the of our E3 show last year? We had that like recreation of Kamurocho, and
The gate's going to be there.
The gate's going to be there, so
You
you'll be able
can,
to
you can
commentate.
literally get your picture taken, kind of making it look like you're sitting on Tenkaichi Street.
Then we're going to have what is it? Some T-shirts.
I think we have a new Yakuza 6 T-shirts from the Sega licensing team.
Oh,
Kill the
that's not-
tattoo.
That's not right.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go.
So we have some new T-shirts that are going to be available for you guys to pick up. Then
exclusive. I don't know how. Like this is basically the first time this shirt's going to be available, as far as I know. So that's
There's going to be refreshments. We're going to have some raffles, and then
prizes galore.
Prizes galore, and then for the first 200 people who show up,
the first 200 people. This is incredible. If you are the first people to get to that event, this is what you get.
You get this like super cool Onimichio pin. And if you haven't seen, it's been floating around Twitter.
Right. Polygon literally uploaded the entire sub story. If you don't want to, if you want to spoil yourself, if not, go for it.
Yeah.
Don't. But
so
that sub story is incredible. Onomichio, the mascot of Onomichi.
So you guys will be able to get that. And
200 people only.
And here's the crazy thing: you'll actually be able to order a copy of the game there.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a little bit complicated, so we're gonna have to go into a little bit more detail here.
Okay, so let's go into detail. I'm gonna let you kind of explain the logistics of this thing.
Yes. So in order to get a signature from Horitomo and Sato-san, who will be signing copies of the game, you do have to pre-purchase it at the show. And I know if you've already got it pre-ordered, you're our greatest fans. You've probably already pre-ordered the game. However, you can certainly cancel that pre-order, or you can buy a second copy. Because when you buy a second copy, let's talk about. This is what you're going to get at the show. This is...
Oh, God, guys, look at this thing.
This is the digibook for the regular standard edition, $3.99 book version of the book.
Oh, you can see it. It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. It's happening.
It's a real thing.
This is where the disc goes. Check that out. This is where the disc sits. And in front of that, all this beautiful art.
Look at this stuff, man.
Oh, damn. I'm not from the camera.
Spoilers.
All this beautiful fan art. We've been putting it online. You can see it. And anyway, so you'll be handed this. And then when you get the copy of the game, you're going to get a second version of this.
You get two.
So, and we've all, I just want to also be like, guarantee you guys that we've talked to our teams, and they said that if you order it at the show, it's going to be shipped directly from the factory to your door.
I don't know how that's going to I don't know how
that's crazy. That's like sales team doing magic.
That's magic.
Yes.
I know you guys think like that, oh, we'll just ship it from the thing, but guys, that's weird. Like, it's not set up to work that way, but we are told that, yes, if you order it there, we will ship it directly.
So Shu, the contest winner, he's in there?
Yeah. And but most important, but the reason we're letting you do that is that you'll get the art book in your hand, and then you can have like Sato-san,
Horitomo, literally go sign it
on the spot for you.
We will also have the collector's edition version for sale that you will be able to buy in advance. And then if you buy the collector's edition version, you get the big art book handed to you, and then you get a second big art book when it's shipped to your door. So, what's different about the big art book? Well, it's bigger.
Size comparison. So here's here's the small one, and here's the big one, right? So it's
pretty big.
Pretty big.
And there's like way more pages in this one. So like at the end of the fan art section, you get an actual art section with each character. Each character gets a page. There's all the pictures.
And some of the artists will probably be showing up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some of the artists.
So you can have people who created the work actually sign their work for you. It's going to be so much fun, guys. I'm so excited.
It's going to be so cool.
It's going to be really cool. Yeah, it's going to be so cool, guys. So maybe you were thinking like, oh, it's just an art show. Maybe it's maybe it's just an art show. Maybe I won't. Maybe it's too far for you to get there. No, guys, it's not just an art show. It is literally a celebration of Yakuza fandom, and we really want you guys to come.
Please come. We don't want Sato-san to be like, well, I met 10 people. I guess Yakuza is not really that popular.
But we know that there's more for Yakuza fans out there than just 10 people. But we want to make it a big event. It's for you guys. And you guys may have noticed that previews started going up this week or whatever. People started talking, the reviewers and whatnot started talking about the game. And I want you guys to understand something that's really important, is that the reason the reviewers are like out there talking about the game is because you guys have been signaling that you want them to talk about the game, that you want to have a conversation about the game. You want people to know about the game. You guys are driving that. You, the fans, are making that happen. There's only so much we can do on our side. When you guys get out into the gaming spaces and talk about how Yakuza is a thing that you should be into. People should play it. It's worth your time, and it is worth your time. That it's a gem within the gaming industry. You guys are driving that conversation, and I want you guys to give yourself a pat on the back for that. And we want you guys to come out to the art show and celebrate what you guys have helped us build over the past.
You know what else is happening at the art show that we skipped on this little bullet? A special announcement.
Oh, there's a special announcement.
What? We're announcing an announcement. We're those guys right now.
We're teasing a tease. Yeah, so there will be a special announcement. A special announcement or multiple special announcements?
I believe it is a special announcement that is happening. So, in Q&A panel with probably with Sato-san and perhaps Horitomo-san. So An announcement is happening. What could we be doing? I don't know, guys.
What could be announcing?
There's actually options.
There's nothing.
Right?
Nothing.
Anyway, yeah, going back to all that excellent preview coverage. I know I've been watching your guys' reactions, and some of you guys are like, "Oh my god, they're spoiling the whole game," and they're not. Just so you know, they've been given strict instructions about what they're allowed to talk about, and the mini games are fairly free game, but they're not talking about anything past literally like the first couple of chapters. Like all that stuff that you're seeing out there streaming from all these awesome influencers and press is the beginning of the game. Like there's so much more to this game that we're allowing them to show.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. And two, if you're like on like media blackout for Y6, absolutely cool. Again, this is happening because you said so, and because other people need to know that this game exists.
Yes.
I mean, it's you guys are again the core. You guys are with us. You understand. You're paying attention to me and Sam talking about Naruto on a stream.
Yeah, I mean, there's this currently like tweet out there floating around that's just got like 4 like really good clips from the Onomichio thing, and already like stuff like that. It's gone a little viral, not hella viral, but it's a little viral. And there's people coming in being like, "What is this game? Where do I get this? This is amazing. Well, I need this in my life now." You guys create that content, and it brings people on board. So, again,
absolutely.
In today's age, there's a lot we can do, and we do try to do as much heavy lifting as we can. But when it comes from you guys, it's genuine when it comes from us, but it's even more genuine when the love is coming from
people who actually you're like when you put your personal recommendation out there as like a thing for yourself, and like this is what I say. It means so much more than if me and Sam goes out. You should absolutely play
Yakuza 6. Yeah, we really recommend it. Yeah, we're totally not biased at all.
No, not at all.
I mean, and we are biased, of course, because it's our livelihood. But you guys love it. We make it for you. We want you guys to get out there, be proud of it, and spread the love.
Please
spread the love.
Please.
All right.
Yes. Any questions about the gallery? You can throw those at us. We'll get started in the game.
Yep.
I think we've want to make sure we got through everything. Yes. Okay, yes, 3/17. That's the date of the gallery event. Please show up. Have fun.
And we'll talk. We'll bring it up a little bit more when we pay the bills.
Right.
For the stream. So we got some interesting stuff today. What are we doing today, Scott?
We have Yakuza Kiwami. Again, we're going to pick up where we left off. I think this is going to finally let us kind of throw us into the open world a bit.
Okay.
And after that, we're going to go to Yakuza 4.
Yakuza 4.
Which is, the introduction to Akiyama, the introduction to more than one player.
Do you know Yakuza 4 was literally the first time I ever booted up the Yakuza game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I was like...
Were you here? Were you here at Sega when that launched?
I was at Sega when 4... I was at Sega when 3 launched, but I had just joined. And 4 was actually in progress when I joined, and it launched, but it was sort of off my radar. But I can't remember why I had to boot up Yakuza 4. There was some specific thing I had to check out for Yakuza 4. It probably had to do with binary domain. It was probably something having to do with binary domain, and I needed to boot it up and play the first 3 or 4 hours of it to understand something. So I remember that. I remember Akiyama being my first exposure to it.
Just legit.
Oh, so what is going on in this scene?
Okay, so yeah, we're back in the past. Nishika's having his first family meeting, and it's not going so well. This is Matsushige here, who is a asshole.
We're supply stocked this time, guys.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Sam and I bond over our love of these orange.
You guys know what these are? Can you guys get these? Can you guys obtain these?
We're not talking about halos and
cuties.
Cuties.
This is not a cutie, guys.
Get out of here with that.
Here, let me show you guys. Let me watch this. Watch this. Watch this. See this beautiful thing right here? Watch how easy this thing opens.
It's like a lid.
Okay, I mean it's like the sound.
Someone give this face.
Yes. Yes. They're beautiful, guys.
Hitting Nishiki's buttons, hitting Sam's buttons, everybody's buttons are getting hit today.
We had our events coordinator has one of these in her yard.
I'm so jealous of that.
And I told her, I was like, she brought me one yesterday. She's like, yeah, I heard you like these. And I'm like, do you have more of these? And she's like, I can bring some in. I'm like, Scott and I have a Mikan addiction? She's like, okay, I'll bring a lot of them. So she brought in a whole bag.
Glorious bag of Satsuma tangerines. Sam uses the Japanese term. I'm American.
So Someone's asking if the Q&A was like Sato-san and there's going to be live stream. That's a good question.
We're gonna try to do that. We have to we don't know what kind of internet that place has yet. We're still working on that. But if we can make that happen, we will.
Yeah. We will try to. That's in the card. Live stream is in the cards. It's just a.
Last week, Yakuza Kiwami, we took KIRYU to escape from a funeral, punched Shimano a couple times, punched Shimachimo a couple times, punched his way out of the situation. He just jumped into a car to stop the save the cop who arrested him in '95.
Yeah, I mean, so Date's showing up. It's not like he met up with him before.
No, this is literally
just all of a sudden Date's like,
first
yo.
appearance outside of that when he was interviewing him at the beginning.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Can you imagine seeing this like live on the screen and be like, some Yakuza asshole started a giant fight at
Where
a
did they get
funeral,
this? Is there like a helicopter flying over this thing?
I know, right? Here's Haruka's first introduction, the first time you ever see Haruka.
Haruka. All grown up now.
Thanks, Majo Madness. Thank you. Make sure to post that.
Oh, no. Getting myself into trouble. This will be the downfall of me.
I have a controller in my hands where I'd be doing exactly what he's doing.
I'll literally say, you guys literally don't understand. I will come. My wife gets these things, and so she'll buy a bunch of them in a bowl, like a big bowl, and I will sit on my couch and play video games and just be like, and I'll have like Nikon, like heels like covering my body, and I'm like, I'll eat them until I literally can't move. It's a serious problem. It's a serious problem because they're so.
Can you tell it's really Friday over here, guys? We're having like a Friday here.
Yeah,
like Sam and I are just kind of like, whoa. It's been a week.
It's been a week. It's been a week. It's been 2 weeks.
Did you just drop one? What the hell?
They have seeds, and I'm trying to get them out.
Oh.
They usually don't have seeds. The store-bought ones try to breed out the seeds.
Yeah. So this is an important distinction here: is that the police divisions of Japan don't really equal out to the police divisions here. They have these 4 divisions, and there really wasn't much place for us to explain what that kind of happened. You kind of just have to gather from the context that Division 1 is this like kind of like homicide division that takes care of murder cases and big stuff, and then Date's been essentially demoted to Division 4, which is just organized crime, and which is like, no one really wants to work there, I guess. I don't know the context there. Date is not super happy about having been shifted.
Is that, and actually, we keep talking about it, but like in Yakuza 6, we added those tooltips in to the loading screens, and that this sort of topic was actually like a driving force behind that, because it's like, how do we build that into the narrative? How do we, without making it sound forced? And outside, like.
KIRYU's first cell phone. Now look at him in Yakuza 6. This is true character development. He's got a smartphone. He just
but this smartphone, this is like 2005, right?
Yeah. This is the time.
That cell phone in 2005 is like a granny phone. Like the phones in the late 90s, early 2000s in Japan were like internet enabled.
Yeah, they were on top of that.
You could play games on them. They were like fancy, like crazy things, and he's got this granny phone. So he's all like, "What is this technology?" And it's like something from.
Date's like, "Get out of here!"
It's like monochrome LED kind of thing. Yeah. Like, it ain't hot, guys. but that's right, because that's what our cell phones looked like at the time.
All the divisions. So Division 1 is homicide. Division 2 is foreign affairs. Division 3 is. No Division 3?
I don't know. You
never actually talked about Division 3 in the games because they just don't appear.
They don't appear.
But Division 4 is organized crime. And then there's a community service at some point. That's Tanamura's in that.
What is it?
Tanamura is a community division.
Community safety or something?
Yeah.
Community
safety. I'm not sure what division that is, or if it's even a division.
That's just like patrolling around, making sure keeping the peace, that kind of thing. So how you guys doing this fine Friday?
Yeah, when you saw the bar, if you played Zero and you saw that the bar was called Bacchus, you're like, Bacchus?
Yeah, there's a lot of
It's just like nothing to
backgrounds.
do with it. Oh, what? So you never know, right? There's no official connection though. You can make all the fan theories that you want. There's my email. There's my cell phone in my. There we go. Oh, Nishida! Shout out to Vinny, who's got the Nishida love going. That train.
Yeah.
Sorry for the sudden email. I work for Goro Majima, sir.
So basically, what he's talking about, there's a guy on Twitter who draws these like. Lauren can maybe give the guy a shout out in the chat, but there's this guy who writes.
He hasn't done one in a while.
He hasn't done one in a while, but he was writing these like when Kiwami had come out, he would write these like little fanfic comics about Nishida, like trying to keep Majima like out of trouble or like keep him like kind of wrangled. He's kind of like Nishida's kind of like
the Majima Wrangler.
Majima Wrangler. So this guy was writing these little fanfic comics about it. They're absolutely amazing. So,
yeah, it was pretty awesome. Still love them. What?
The dimwit says Nishida's going to be the villain in Shin Ryuga.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Although you wouldn't put it past him.
He's like a series like mainstay, right?
Yeah, she's been around.
He comes back in what, 3?
Yeah.
Season 3? Yeah. It's been a week, man. They derailed the day. You guys didn't catch it. We announced KIRYU Tetris for PC.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh man, I live in a Yakuza bubble.
You guys should check that out. If you see the announcements coming out very, very soon, stay tuned for that. We've been working on that for a while. It's got both the English and the Japanese voices, so definitive edition as it is. So yeah, check that out. And we got, like I said, guys, I said at the end of the last stream or the end of the year stream, like this year is it's gonna be crazy. We're going. It's gonna be nonstop. We're just getting warmed up. So hang on.
Yeah, even if your game that you really want hasn't been announced, just chill, hang out. It'll be okay.
They always talk about games as a service. Like this year, it's so slam packed that you could basically buy only the same product and have something for you.
Yeah, right.
So just hang on. Hang on, guys.
I love the people who have the sense in this game to be like, I'm not going to mess with you, sir. That's absolutely the last thing I want to do with my life. Here's the Dine and Dash. This one's a classic Yakuza 1 sub story here. Got to rewrite it.
This one's in Yakuza 1?
This is in Yakuza 1, yeah. Huh?
That over there. Classic. Classic. It never gets old.
Nope.
That's the thing about that whole gag is like I think the first time I was ever really exposed to that is like Back to the Future, right?
Oh yeah.
Does that crap, and you're just like, yeah, okay, and then you're kind of like, that's old. And as you get older as an adult, especially you fought for it, you're like,
yeah,
people will turn around and look at it.
I'm the goldless dude, guys. If you like, I'm very susceptible to trolling. I shouldn't admit this, but I believe you people. That's my problem. I trust people. I'm like, oh, is that a thing?
Sonic Kick, you can't spoil the big cat live action in the chat, man. Weber's gonna get mad at me if we start talking about that. Can't talk about big cat live action.
The what?
Exactly.
Where's my Majima email? I kind of wanted to do some Majima content today. The Majima Everywhere system in this game is still like, I'm the localization producer, and it still eludes me. Like, like there's things about that thing that like trigger and the triggers for it that I'm like, that's not how I expected that to work, but okay. Get him. Take him down.
Do we have Menacing Man and Menacing Name?
I'm not sure.
That's always been really.
Yeah, the girls on these things. Yeah.
So yeah, localization topic. So I don't know if you have. Some of you would probably know this because if you play this game, you have maybe some passing familiarity with the Japanese language. But Japanese doesn't have like explicit plurality in words like English does. Like English, you must specify whether there is one or more than one as part of the syntax of the language in English. But that's not necessary in Japanese. It kind of doesn't matter if there's one or more. Unless it's important to state that there's more than one, then you have to kind of state it.
It matters to us.
But it matters to us because, so what happens is that, like when they write those like titles, sometimes they just write it one title, but it could be like, there could be one guy, there could be like three guys. The same, in Japanese, the same title applies. But when we go to localize it, we can only replace a graphic with another graphic. So that's why you get those weird situations where like, in all the other scenes, it's like menacing men, but in this one scene, it's just one guy. And you just like, well, that sucks. Sort of a unique kind of thing to Japanese.
Yeah.
So let J tweet Japanese localization. Also, A's.
Oh. The bane of a localization existence. All right, let's go. Sorry.
But the team applies a tried and true method by which to like get around that in this localization. So like when you pick up an item off the ground or like you defeat like one of those groups of guys, the way you get around that localization is that you put an adjective in between the A and the noun. So that's why you say stuff like you picked up a slightly battered something.
Yep, because no matter what, the article's going to be okay. Any slightly battered something.
Yeah. So, smoke and mirrors, guys. Smoke and mirrors.
レイナ、おやっさんは俺に言った。ユミを頼むってな。あいつのこと何か知らないか。あの時病院から失踪したって聞いてからは。
Oh, someone wants to know like when we launch out 6, suggesting that we come by.
Oh, we absolutely should.
Do that. We'll do that, guys. We'll do that.
We'll have a big old streamlock party.
でも妹がいたことはユミちゃんも知らなかったはずよ。ユミちゃんだけ生まれてすぐ生き別れになったんです。
Mystery sister of Yumi.
そうだったのか。で今その水木は。
それが詳しくはわからないの。
Those bottles, so legit.
So that, actually, Demon's asking a good question. So we were saying that those Yakuza shirts are coming from licensing. Yep. So does that mean they're going to go on the Sega shop?
They very well should.
There
you go, Demon. They very well should. We'll see. But if they're coming from licensing, I would say that it's not necessarily impossible. It's just a matter of like, sounds complicated, guys. Everything is so much more complicated than you would think it needs to be. But
right.
That's just how it is, right? So we'll take that on board and see what we see. Do what we do.
ユミの妹らしくない。
そうね。
邪魔したな。
またいつでも来てね。私にできることなら何でも協
Warm
力
it
する
here.
から。
Yeah, it is warm. Just for a particular page of this.
錦山くんのこと。
The tattoo, Yumi's tattoo, right in this page.
それとももう
Wait.
誰かから。
Oh, Yumi has the flower, right?
Yes.
That's it, though. That's the only.
自分の目で確かめるさ。人がなんて言おうがな。
Did at the end of the day though, did what's the tattoo artist in the game's name?
Utabori.
Utabori. So Utabori, like he ended up doing the real one, right?
Yes, and then people are like faking it out there.
Right. That's how that
plays out. Spoilers. Yakuza Oranges. Yes.
There's a Yakuza Orange and Yakuza 3, Yakuza 6. Yeah.
There is?
Yeah. Yakuza Orange.
Oh, yes. Yakuza Oranges.
Yakuza Oranges.
Have a hideout now. That's fantastic. Thank you, Raven. Evidence of it always being Christmas right here on the door. I love that about these games. They always set when they come out. Japan typically releases their Yakuza games at the end of the year, so of course it's at Christmas time, which isn't like a huge deal in Japan. Like this year, you won't see the whole streets like lit up like Christmas stuff, but there's signs of it all the time being there.
Yeah. They do the Christmas. They do like the Christmas on the surface.
On the what?
On the surface, like they'll put up like Christmas lights and because it just is like
it's fun.
Feels kind of Euro or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
it's like the equivalent of like Euro styling here. The thing about Christmas, the interesting thing about Christmas and New Year's is that so in like the States, Christmas is the time you go spend with your family, and New Year's is the time you go and like party with your friends. But in Japan, Christmas is the time you go party with your friends, and New Year's is the time you spend with your family. So it kind of swap. The tone sits in their house on New Year and waits for the temple bell. Go. Someone wants to know what our favorite soundtrack. Which is our favorite soundtrack.
Zero's is pretty top notch for me. Zero's is pretty freaking good, but man, all these games have like some jams.
Sega has a pedigree of just amazing sounding. You know, I mean, like there's so much good sound in games, and I actually had a conversation at one point with a colleague about game sound and game sound design. And we were totally at like odds ends with each other because he was like, this particular person was like, game sound should be like emotional and like ground level where it like subliminally sets the tone and you don't even notice it's there. And I'm like, dude, I'm a child of the 80s and 90s, man. If I can't hum your tune, like if I play your game 2 hours and I can't hum a tune from your game,
music has become so much more cinematic.
You have failed at your sound design. Of course, I don't think that this applies to every game, and there's a situation for any kind of sound design. But I'm like, give me something that's got like a hummable.
This scene here is one of the questions we always wanted to answer is, what the heck is Haruka doing in this bar holding a gun?
Yeah, and this was one of the things we touch on this in the comics.
Right, we actually start this scene like ever so slightly before KIRYU gets here from Haruka's perspective in the comics because we kind of wanted to answer that question. Yeah, we got them permission to answer that question.
Yeah, we basically crafted a scenario of what our interpretation would be. We sent it over to like Sato-san and the dev team and had them like review it. They actually adjusted some stuff on it. Like, no, have a little more of this, and we had like a back and forth, and you can kind of see how Haruka got into the situation if you go read the comic. So again,
I think that's issue 4 or 5, one of those.
Oh, I think it's earlier than that, because it's issue 2 or 3, right? Because it's 0-1 Kiwami.
Yep.
Oh, I think it's like 2 or 3.
Okay. But they're all there. Read them all.
But Lauren's on top of it. She's got the experience. Plug in the chat. So again, pay the bills. We've got our experience site up. All you guys, I know when you're out and talking in chat, I know you guys, since you're some of our frontline supporters, when you're out in the forums, out on the subreddits, all that kind of stuff, you guys are out there plugging the experience site, pushing people to the
even this conversation site. On the comics,
it's in there.
This is not in there because we put this conversation into the comic, and the dev team's like, actually, we want to change that.
Oh yeah, we want to. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right.
And so the dialogue that happens between KIRYU and Haruka about like him kind of talking about more about like running from the orphanage when he was a kid, that's kind of canonized by the dev team.
That's right. That's right.
They literally rewrote the dialogue.
I had to translate the whole conversation, so it's like coming forefront. But yeah, I know you guys are out in those forums, out pushing the experience site, getting the people reading the comics, getting people excited, not letting them fall into that trap of like, well, I'm not going to get Yakuza 6 because I haven't played 2 through 5, and I'm going to take myself out of the consideration of playing 6. I know you guys are out there telling people that that's not a healthy mindset. And you guys are talking about the comics, so yeah, go check them out.
This is if you haven't fallen in love with Cosmic KIRYU at this scene, I don't know what to tell you. Saving dogs.
Saving dogs, man. And it's cool because the comic actually like unpacks like Haruka's like internal monologue here. You know, like in these games you can't really hear what they're thinking, right? You only see what they're saying and what they're on their expression. But we actually in the comics we're actually unpacking their like internal monologue and what they're thinking when these events are happening. So check them out. They're really good. They're really good. You know, like that whole comic is about it's about Haruka's perspective
of Kiryu in this
of like her meeting Kiryu. Like in this thing, when you're playing it in the game, this is all from Kiryu's perspective. This game is about Kiryu meeting Haruka, but the comics were actually like Haruka's experience of meeting Kiryu, what that did for her. Her impression of this like massive dude coming in and being like, "It's okay. Let's go for a walk." So, really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Kiwami forces you to be so much more environmentally aware of exactly kind of what is around you and how you're going to get to it.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like I think one of the learning curves, especially for some of the older guys, is that it is a brawler, but like if you're not picking up speed and stuff and like beating people, like the game is really hard. Like it requires you to like grab stuff and break it.
Literally. So, shut that down right now. No healing on my watch, bro. I don't have to move it because we want to use the bottle. The bottle heat action in this one is freaking brutal. Oh my god. You don't see a lot of broken bottles around here, but when you do. The original Yakuza game, in order to help this dog, all you had to do was go buy dog food from Don Quixote. For whatever reason, in Kiwami, the developer, I don't know, maybe they were just like, you know what? That was too easy. They moved the dog food to a local convenience store, and then you have to go back and get water. And on a plate. And it can't be a gold plate. It has to be a paper plate.
I actually went to the Don Quixote. I think I posted it on Twitter, but I actually went to the Don Quixote the last time I was in Shinjuku, and I went down to the basement and I found the dog food. Took a picture of it. It's here.
KIRYU Kazuma
ねえ、お願い。この子に何か食べさせてあげて。このままじゃ死んじゃうかも。
かわいそうかもしれないけど、今助けてやって。
See, this is hard Kiryu. This is like level 1 Kiryu kind of thing. This is before he really becomes like endearing and kind of like down to earth kind of guy. He's like, this dog's gonna die. This dog's gonna die. It's like you really see like a more brutal side of Kiryu in Yakuza Kiwami because he's just been through hell and he comes out to hell.
Yep.
You know, it's a very, this is kind of that character arc that we talk about with Kiryu, the way he changes in each game.
Yep.
And with us going to like 4 after this, like what a difference a day makes. Right?
Yeah.
Like that dude, Kiryu 4 is like, in 4 is like the Zenith Kiryu in all, just like so like peace.
Yeah. I mean, he's at that point he's like really trying to kind of extract himself from. I mean, well, you had a really good character art, like the different styles of Kiryu from 0 to.
Yes.
To 6. It's 0 is like young, naive Kiryu. 1 is kind of
angry,
harsh reality Kiryu.
Mm-hmm.
2 is
redemption. Kiryu. As in, I kind of left things in a mess. I kind of need to fix it.
And 3 is like happy Kiryu.
3 is like distancing Kiryu. Like I don't want any part of this. I'm done.
Yeah, I found something else to worry about.
Right. 4 is Zen Kiryu. 5 is midlife crisis Kiryu, and 6 is I'm over this shit Kiryu.
I'm done with these fucking Yakuza.
It's great.
I don't give a shit about any anymore.
Yeah, and it's like getting him to play him in that state of mind is like you do this peak here. He really is. He feels like a different man, like a machine. That's just get out of the way of that machine, or you're freaking dead.
Step aside.
You gentlemen aren't having a conversation.
Because there's a couple things going on there. I mean, like one is the fact that like at that point, you know, like Daigo should be handling stuff. He's washed it. He went to jail to wash his hands of everything. Like he's like, I'm really done with this time. But he comes out, and now the Yakuza like basically like messing with his daughter, right?
Right.
And it's just like, okay, guys, this is there was a line, and you have crossed it. So
it's a good conversation. Here's the pin. Sorry.
What about Dead Souls?
Confession: I've never played Dead Souls. I still need to handle that.
You guys tell us what kind of KIRYU is Dead Souls to you?
And I'll tell you why I never played Dead Souls is because right when I started, it was like, here's Dead Souls, but it's not canon. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to learn the canon, and that is like my goal in life is to become like the canon master, like this walking Yakuza wiki. And so I was like, I cannot afford to be confused about what happens in Dead Souls, being like, but then they run into the zombie lady, like, that just doesn't work. I do. Wow. Admonished by the NPCs. Where is it? Oh, the drugstore, the Popos. Look at this loading screen. Who's got time for this?
Come on,
we're not playing too much 6. Oh man, I've got too much stuff. Where's my dog food at?
So it's not the Don Quixote anymore.
It's now just at a Popo.
At a Popo.
Yeah.
Is it Popo on Heiwadori or whatever? Where is it at?
What street is this? This is Nakamichi Alley.
Oh god, that's random. Oh, but it's close. It's close to
where she is. Yeah, and this is the crazy part. Like, she's not even marked on the map. And if you forgot where Haruka is, you're like, like I kind of just did.
She's in that
lady. This was
dog troubles. You look like a man with dog troubles. Like, hey, random person walks in. You have dog troubles.
I know you trigger around here. This should be a green orb soon. When is that happening? I think I just lost Haruka.
Oh, she's over here. Bring up your map. She's gonna be in this alleyway right here.
Thank you.
I lost color.
There we go. Thank you.
See?
Nice.
Wait, so you actually have to... Did you already get the plate and all that?
No.
You can get that all in one go?
No, you can't.
Oh, that's... Okay. All right.
Well, you could... You can buy it all in one go? You can buy it all in one go.
You can buy it in one go,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Where's the plate?
The plate's gonna be... That's gotta be done.
You're probably right. Yes.
And so in water, right?
Yes.
You get that done.
You think so? I don't think so.
You just go back to Popo.
I accidentally bought mineral water, and the dog is not going to drink mineral water.
Oh,
just so you know. I have too much stuff. A light kill. Where's my light kills? Oh.
Okay, Skedodara is asking an interesting question.
Skedodara?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! So they're asking about Uji-san.
Uji-san?
Uji-san. And how that's basically, so I kind of want to unpack them.
Yeah, because everyone's calling KIRYU like old man, and he's like 36.
Right. So Oji-san in Japanese is it's got more as a word. It has a little bit more general purpose than the exact equivalent in English. Oji-san, you can have an Oji-san that is an uncle. Literally, Oji is an uncle, but you can also use it to refer to like in the same way that we would say Mister, like just an older gentleman. Like if you're a kid and you're seeing a guy anywhere from the age of like 30 to like I would say even late 40s, 50s, depending on how you look. If you were like a 20-year-old and some little kid called you Oji-san, you'd kind of be like, "Do I look? Does this face look like Oji-san?" I'm a total Oji-san at this point. So
That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. The gray. I like to think that if I shave my beard, then I become like an Oni-san. But with the beard, I'm definitely an Oji-san. So the thing is that in the canon of the localization to date, Haruka always calls KIRYU Uncle Kaz. Right. That's how it's always been translated to date, and we actually like that.
Yeah, that's actually kind of.
We actually really like that because it's in that situation. Like later out, it makes sense that she calls him Uncle Kaz. Like that's when she's calling him Oji-san from like especially like Yakuza 3 and on. When she says Oji-san, that's kind of what she's. That's like there's an affection there. There's a familiarity that she says, and it's implied. However, at this point in their relationship, they've literally just met. So for her to call him Uncle Kaz, that's weird. Okay? But in the games, in the Japanese canon, she always says the same thing. So we actually had to kind of figure out it. And that was never actually needed to be handled in the original localization of Yakuza 1 because they did the dub. So they could just sort of like handle it as wherever they would handle it. However, we had this long discussion on our side.
Yes.
About how do we handle this? Because we don't want to just throw away Uncle Kaz. Okay? Because it's cute. And that's what she calls him. And there's going to be... And she has to say something at some point later down the road. Like, if we ever had the opportunity to go back and, relocalize Yakuza 2, Yakuza 3, Yakuza 4, Yakuza 5, when we get our hands on it, we may want to change that to something or something not. We don't know. But in this game, we actually have to deal with the fact that she goes from unfamiliarity to... So, at this point in the game, we decided to say, okay, she's going to call him Mr. in the translation, which is accurate because that's what a little girl would call some strange man.
Yeah, she's not gonna be like old man.
Yeah, she's gonna say Mister. So
right.
We're like, okay, Mister. But we did decide that like, hey, we do want to like try to tie in or make the jump from unfamiliarity to familiarity, and we spent a lot of time looking through the cutscenes to find when that happens. Like, what point does she go from like he's just a man or just a guy to like the first step of family, because that's ultimately what the relationship is. And we found it, and a lot of people some people miss it.
It's at the very end.
It's at the very end of the game.
I actually tried it at one point earlier than that. I won't spoil the ending, I guess, but like there's prior to the ending, and at the end of the day we're like, it doesn't quite work there, and we modified it so that it was literally at the post-credit scene.
Yeah. So it's in the post-credits, and she says, Uncle Kaz. So
we complete the localization circle.
We like Uncle Kaz, so we stand behind that.
Yep.
We stand behind that.
And yeah, someone on Twitter hit me just recently, like, why did you change Morning Glory?
Oh, I saw that!
And I was like, oh, not again. Someone came to my rescue, though, and literally pulled up my old thread where I had explained it in, like, 5 different threads.
Yeah.
And they were like, I still hate it. I'm like,
okay, hey, man, you do you.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's
like pulling a tooth, a bad tooth.
Such is localization. I don't know. What if we let's speak in hypotheticals. If we were to not go with Uncle Kaz, it's canon. Like, what would we even do? The Uncle Kiryu.
Uncle Kiryu, I guess, would be super, like, kind of formal, not really Haruka-ish.
Yeah.
Where's the water, guys? Am I allowed to buy the vitamin water? Is that what's happening? I can't, because this has lemon.
The vitamin water is not water. That's
Right.
It was not. It wasn't.
It was not at Don Quixote. Unacceptable. Why doesn't any stores sell water?
Look at that. Oh, so the mineral water doesn't work.
Mineral water? Maybe let's try the mineral water. Why not? Did you see the mineral water?
Yeah, it was there.
Okay.
Right there. Suntory mineral water.
Let's try that. All right. Yeah, someone was calling out the Kazi that we've eliminated because of Kiryu-chan. I mean, we could have left it. It's just he's clearly been like Kiryu-chan, and we're like Kazi. It's just like that was like my primary inspiration for being like we're adding the honorifics back in because it's just when that line that's so like quintessential Majima and that so to the relationship is quintessential that it's like. It seems off for us to try to translate that out.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree that if we were dubbing Majima, I would actually vote for Kazi. I could get behind Kazi if we were dubbing, because like having a dub.
I don't know if I would.
having a dub with like someone's mentioned this in the chat even, but like an English dub when you keep like honorifics and keep like parts of speech in Japanese, it is a little weird and it's kind of difficult to sell it. Make it sound authentic. So I could see Kazi maybe working a little bit better in that situation. But that's what makes this whole process hard. It's like how do we're trying to take the English experience and blend it with the Japanese experience, and where does that line go? And what's situationally appropriate? I think and everyone has like a different like threshold where they think it's okay, and there's a bit of an art to it, and we understand that we can't necessarily like please everyone.
Yes, Judgment Kazi-kun absolutely was acceptable.
Yeah. That was a reference.
Yeah. Yeah, Fuma. The Fuma problem. Was that P-Dog? Sonic did do a good job. Thank you, Sonic Kick.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of led the charge on that. P3
was like
P3. That was like what made that game kind of
interesting.
Cutting edge at the time was that they
kids shooting themselves in the head.
But they kind of owned that we are set in Japan.
Yeah,
we're gonna own that. And we're gonna make that work. So yeah, trendsetter and forebearer.
I came in as P3 was out the door.
Oh.
So I worked on P4. Ah. So hard. Pastors did some crazy things while Kiryu was holding heart. They're like, why can we kind of make him do? And you're really not supposed to be able to get into a battle while Kiryu's holding a child.
Yeah.
They made it happen. What happens? It doesn't look good, that's for sure.
Oh, is he fighting?
He's fighting while Haruka's kind of
just attached to his chest?
Yeah. It's the job, though. They're out to break the game.
Yeah.
I love these like excuses for fights that happen here. I see you're carrying a sick child. I want to punch you in the face. At this point, it's so ridiculous that the localization plays it up. It's like, okay, so
you get so like self-aware.
Yeah.
Wait, someone holding Haruka?
Did you just jump on the street? I think you jumped on the street. Yep. What up, Haruka?
Oh, so. Well, let's talk about Yakuza 6. There are situations where, like, when you're holding, like, Haruto, the baby in Yakuza 6, there are situations where you get in a fight with Haruto in your arms, and Kiryu's basically like, he looks around, he's like, here, hold my baby.
We subtitled that.
He just gives it to me.
It was not a subtitle thing, and I was like, nah, this needs a subtitle.
He's like, here, hold my baby. And he gives it to some strange, gives his gun to some stranger, starts beating him.
It's great.
Oh, it's bananas. Is that a bot? Is that a robot? Lauren, is that a robot?
You have a bot in here?
There's a bot that's telling us, you've been live for just over an hour. By this point in your broadcast, you should have consumed at least 4 ounces of water to make optimal hydration.
Oh my god, thank you.
I'm in here drinking tea, so.
I'm in here holding a controller, I'm sorry. I'm trying to play this game for our people. Bot? Making you feel bad about not drinking enough water? Hot in here too, guys. All this tech. You think it's fair to hog the whole room? How dare you? Classic Pike. Pike's been a little bit revived for Y6. He literally like body slammed forward track. There's some awesome, actually, kind of hidden heat actions from Y6.
Yeah. The thing about Yakuza 6 that I think sometimes glance over is that there is the majority of the heat actions in Yakuza 6 are contextual, right? There's not a lot of like just hit the triangle button, just bring out lots of variations. You've got to like grab the enemies, take them to certain places, do the heat action, or like holding certain items or that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of the interesting stuff in that game is very, very, very.
Pro tip: get into a fight in a convenience store. Activate that heat action. That's one.
Right. Messy.
Yep.
Messy. You want some water?
I'll be all right. Thanks, Hydrobot.
You can have a Lauren supply us.
Ah.
Supply drop.
Oh, okay.
Supply drop.
I think it's almost time to have to switch to 4.
Yeah, I think we're a couple minutes away.
Damn it! I wanted to get some Majima Everywhere stuff. I love that stuff. That was like my. This is the thing I'm gonna do for Kiwami. It's the main story, the Majima Everywhere stuff. I left all the rest to Dirk. That's the localization producer's prerogative. Like, I like this part and this part.
Everyone else will do the dirty word. Moving up the ladder.
あの子大丈夫かな元気になったかな
He's like, why do I give a shit about the dog? Least of my problems.
よかったもう会えないかと思った
Oh god, not the dog. Angry tree.
Well, but here's the thing: is like Kiryu's also kind of like the undertone in the scene though is like Kiryu doesn't want responsibility. He's like
he's got enough going on.
He's got enough going on. He doesn't need responsibility, but then responsibility kind of falls on him. And that's sort of like that's sort of like the story of Kiryu's story of a man is that you don't necessarily going out looking for responsibility. The responsibility falls on you.
You man up.
You man up and accept the responsibility and handle it.
Samurai's unofficial motto for
the entire Yakuza series.
Man the fuck up.
Man the fuck up. That's what the whole thing is about. Every single situation, man the fuck up.
And if you don't, that causes entire plotlines to happen.
It's like Haruka, like Yakuza 5. Haruka does a lot of like man the fuck up Haruka. There's Yakuza 4 is kind of like Yakuza 3, man the fuck up Daigo.
Basically,
actually Yakuza 2 is like man the fuck up, time to man the fuck up Daigo.
Yep.
だから一緒に私だけじゃどうしてもお母さんに会えないからねえおじさんいいでしょ
Didn't want to have to do this. Haruka's such a mature little child, though.
How old is she in this?
9?
That's a pretty big kid. I would say. You'd be surprised how mature a 9-year-old girl can be. They can be pretty. And if she's been through a lot of like stuff where she's been kind of left alone and had to kind of take care of herself, because she's been in the orphanage and all that. I can see her being, and she's like just predisposed to be like that. I could see her being like that. There was a book I read once, like a John Grisham book, that had a kid in it that was like 6 years old or whatever. And in the book, it was like totally universe breaking for me because as a 6-year-old, this boy was like way too mature, like acting like a 12-year-old. I was like, I don't buy it. In this, I actually feel like Haruka could act like this if she had enough situations where she was like a big sister in the orphanage and had to look after some little kids.
Yeah.
Which is kind of implied by her reaction to the dog. She obviously has a sense of responsibility. She has drive. So yeah. All right, are we switching?
We're gonna switch, I think. Let's do this.
Okay, so we're going to, while he's switching, I'm gonna do pay the bills.
Woo!
So let's talk about the. We showed you guys this a little bit earlier, but again, the Essence of Art edition, the launch edition, is currently on sale. You can get it. You can pre-order it for you guys who can't come out to the art show. Like we want to see you there, but hey, we know not everyone has the ability to kind of get out there and do that thing. So don't let that stop you. Go out, pre-order it. We need the pre-orders. I know. There's this whole like subculture in the gaming community right now of people who are all like,
never pre-order.
Don't ever pre-order. Man, don't listen to those people. Pre-orders are actually really, really critical to the business.
To understanding how many things to build.
Yeah,
If it's like, oh, pre-orders are low, that means sales are low.
Yeah, hey, just to kind of give you guys like a heads up on like how pre-orders work. When you pre-order a game, your money isn't going to like Sega or the publisher. That's not what happens to your money. Your money goes to the person you're buying it from. And then the person you're buying it from, like whether that's like GameStop or whatever your local game retailer is, they basically take those numbers and say, okay, now we know how many to order from, how much demands for this game is out there, and then they place the order with us, the publisher. But if they look at that and they're like, the pre-order's not really weak, then they don't order any copies, and from us, the publisher, and it creates all kinds of
the game disappears off the face of the planet.
So. And bad things happen, and people are sad, and it's not good. It's not good to be sad. So
hey, look what the game it is!
Ooh.
I haven't begun.
The box art for this game, I always liked.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that the team did a good job. Box art. Wow! Look at this UI, man.
Wow.
Reminisce. We're
gonna go straight up fresh though. We didn't prep a file for this. We KIRYU Akiyama. Start this game. Like, man, when you come into this game though, like I played these like
look at that. That's the old style.
When you come into these games like I played them straight back to back, which was like my job. I had to do that, and I was enjoying it. Don't get me wrong, I love that. But coming into here was probably like the lowest point where I was like, but I like KIRYU. But the thing was, like, I was playing this game, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get through it. Eventually, I'm sure KIRYU's gonna show up. But like, in the first 20 minutes, you get kind of sold on Akiyama. You're like, oh, this guy's not so bad. Okay, I don't mind kind of playing this new dude.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting setting here too, because it's like, yeah, this is March 2010. Like, this is the KIRYU-less Kamurocho. This is like what happens when you remove.
And where is KIRYU right now? He's
back in his orphanage.
He's in Okinawa.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And so
Kamurocho has been left to its own devices. And again, like we always talk about, Kamurocho is a kind of evolving character in the series where, now what's kind of happening is, Akiyama sees this. We might not get to the part where he's talking about it, but he's like, if you remove the lion from the jungle, like what animal kind of rises to the top?
Yeah, right.
And that's so key.
So, yeah. So thank you, Lauren. So I do want to kind of remind everyone, like, why are we playing Yakuza 4? So in case you guys didn't get the news, we actually released this week Yakuza 4 and Yakuza 5 on PC.
Okay, question. Are they playable, like, right now? Has anyone actually checked, if you're subscribed to it, like, you could actually get them? Because I saw someone be like, I just gave Sony $20 and I don't see them.
Oh, that's a good question. It should be there. It should be up. So definitely check us. Definitely, check it out. Let us know. But it's supposed to be up and live in North America and Europe. So if you're playing on different PS Now service, I can't guarantee that you can see it, but it should be out in those regions. And it's a perfect time to kind of jump on this, give it a shot.
You can now basically play them on your PS4. I believe there's workarounds to get PS Now to work on your PC even.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
so,
that's interesting.
Yeah, so Yakuza 4 and 5 finally kind of accessible on...
we realize that PS Now requires a pretty decent internet connection, and for people out there who have suboptimal situations, all we can do is say sorry. But if you do have one, I actually checked out PS Now a couple months ago. I played the first. You get a free 7-day free trial, and I played the first 6 hours of Red Dead Redemption, and it was
pretty solid.
Really good, actually.
You do have to have decent internet, I think.
Yeah, you do have to have decent internet, but
Those double space.
Let's not criticize.
Not criticizing. Just catching it.
Yeah, definitely check out. Check out the free
Maybe all
trial.
double spaces between punctuation.
Yeah, so check the PS Now has a free trial. If you haven't checked it out yet, just try it. You can cancel the subscription at the end of your 7-day thing. See what you can see. But yeah, this game should be really playable because the nature of the combat, whatnot. So yeah, give it a shot. Let us know. Just on Twitter. Call at Sega what you think.
You ever want to start a localization fist fight?
Okay.
Ask whether or not they do the Intero bang or the bang Intero.
What is that?
So, the question mark exclamation point
right.
or the exclamation point question mark. It's called an Intero bang, right?
An Intero bang.
Right, which would imply that question mark exclamation is the right way to do it. However, Atlas, going back many moons, said, you know what? It's way more aesthetically pleasing to put that exclamation point first, so that's how we're going to do it. It just looks better. Yeah, it looks better, right.
So would you call that a hallmark of Atlas?
Yes, that's literally like a little thing that Atlas does is reverses the Intero bang. And people hate it. I can't we've had the editors, we have a bunch of editors on our team who've had this discussion maybe we should revisit that, and I'm like, no. And my games will always have that backwards Intero bang because I cannot write it.
I'm the same way. Every time I reverse it, in any of my localizations, I'm always it just doesn't look right. I've been trained, bad habit trained or whatever. I don't know, but I agree. I'm exclamation question mark. It's a hallmark. It's a style. So
yeah. And again, put some localization dudes in the room and be like, okay, which one is it? And then leave. You're going to come back to bloody pulps.
Yeah. So what's going on here? We're kind of.
Akiyama. Sorry.
What's his deal here? So he got a call
from his secretary. Akiyama's slacking on the job, not doing his work. Needs to go collect on a loan. Bills need to get paid, and it's raining.
Is the implication here that he's a good guy or a bad guy, or we just don't know? Just a guy who's got to
just a loan shark. Sounds good. Oh my god, this mini map. Sorry, I'm not used to the PS3 at this point. Oh my god, Komaki's just hanging out in the street.
He's just hanging out in the street. Go, Komaki. Man, look at this guy. It's just
he never ages.
Never ages.
Check your memos.
But you can see, as you guys can see, there is a difference between sort of a straight-laced localization style and a flavor style. Mm-hmm. So one is very close to the source material isn't quite the right word. Technically correct.
It's very technical.
It's technically correct. So,
okay.
This guy just tried to pick up girls?
I think so. Why did I get 500 experience for talking about it?
You're just chatting up, dude.
Yeah, we're going in blind on this kind of guys. I haven't played Yakuza 4 since 2015.
So we're just gonna kind of see that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'm actually remember my first like. So this is literally my first battle in Yakuza series. Like I got these guys come up and we get in battle, and I'm like, "What is this game?"
Those tricks. That's classic. Those guys.
Yeah. So these guys, wait, Akiyama's taking away their
businesses
business.
with his ridiculous loan rules.
This is in this game they still do it's like still like full on transition, like load in transition with a cordoned off like box.
Yeah, here we go. We're loading the battle right now. Challenge. Okay. Oh, them kicks. Akiyama's all about them kicks. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Alright, what's next?
Attack.
Attack with triangle while attacking unarmed. What?
No, so yeah, it's place square.
Okay. Got it.
He's got some amazing. Yeah.
Oh, his them kicks.
I think you have to hit square and then triangle.
Oh, okay.
It's a combo.
It's a combo. The classic combo. It's just. Nice.
Grab a guy.
Grab and kick him. Grab and throw him. Grab and punch him. Nice. My weapon's at. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, they're all scared. I love the scared thing.
Yeah,
that's a mechanic that's just like been phased out.
Yeah, that was something I was like. They even made that bigger. Yakuza 5, I want to say. There was a whole mechanic about. I don't know if that was original 5, but it was that whole mechanic where like each group of guys had a leader, and when you took out the leader, everyone would be like, "Oh, this guy's crazy!"
Yeah,
run. They'd all like try to like back away from you.
This good classic weapon.
So let's entertain a hypothetical question from Technical Syndrome. Like just hypothetical. Like let's say that there was an opportunity to re-release 4 and 5. The question is, would we go back in time into like redo the release?
Would you want us to, guys? I'm actually like really curious if you want us to.
Would you guys want us to take this translation and update it to be like more in line with
how we do
Yakuza
it?
0, Yakuza Kiwami, Yakuza 6? What would you guys want to see, or would you guys just want that
OG feeling?
The purity of the original game.
This is for update the names of places. Names of places. Specifically?
So Coaster Dimwit, I wouldn't say, don't worry about the work.
Yeah, that's our problem.
That's our problem.
If you wanted us to do it, maybe we would do it.
Let's say you guys wanted.
Let's say you were like the boss, and you're like, yes, I would like that. And me and Sam were like, okay, sir, on it.
Yeah.
Or would you want it pure? Would you want it to be like just like this? Now then, time for some
Yeah,
order.
because I mean, like, I think because the cool thing about this, the way it currently is that we actually wouldn't need to like retranslate it from scratch.
Right.
We just have to go. I mean, like theoretically, like it's all like hypothetical. Like theoretically, this translation exists in a format somewhere that we could basically just get. Theoretically. And we could just kind of go in and like kind of rewrite it, so we wouldn't necessarily need to change too much. Just sort of like just the characterizations, make sure Kansai Ben sounds like
how we
how we do it. clarify some of the
Kicks are
tutorials,
amazing, sir.
that kind of thing. So
Where'd my minimap go? Oh, you know what? Let's switch that. I hope I can switch that. All right. Yeah. Yes. Go. Oops.
I mean, because my impression would be like, let's say that you had already played the game when it originally came out, Yakuza 3. It seems like it'd be really interesting to go back through and play it with like a different set of lenses, like a kind of a different spin on it. Like that would be kind of interesting because you may kind of like get some new perspective on like what was happening that maybe in the original translation maybe you didn't quite realize.
There'd be some things I think we'd catch that would be like different about what this has, what this put. Maybe we have a solution already kind of in place for something that like, oh, okay, we already kind of called it this. Because I think if we did do these, just we're not going to touch them, we'd be releasing inconsistencies.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean, there's probably some stuff that you probably just like be like, oh, I'm fine with that. Like like some of the just the NPCs like standing in the street and whatever.
Mhm.
Like probably that stuff is like really, really fine. But I definitely would say like, Saejima would have to be realigned with Majima because
Right.
Saejima and Majima talk the same.
Right.
Right? They have the same kind of like I would say like Yakuza 0 Majima and Yakuza 4 Saejima are actually probably pretty similar,
Mhm.
except for the fact that maybe Majima is a little bit more stoic.
Yeah.
But like the characterization is really, really similar, and that's definitely not the current case. If you compare
If you
them.
compared them, you'd be like, these don't sound very similar.
Yeah. So there's some things that would hypothetically, if that was to happen, it wouldn't be a simple like just release it. I think some more would probably. What's going on here?
Akiyama's arrived at the place where he's supposed to be collecting his loan. These are clearly some low-level Yakuza guys, what we'd call an associate family.
This guy's having issues.
And apparently Majima's still building Kamurocho Hills, and these guys are like, if we're gonna get in on that, we got to get in on that. I didn't realize it took him that long.
People are in here dropping fucking Yasunaguchi's name.
Oh yeah?
Chat, yeah. You guys know your stuff.
Wow.
You guys know your stuff. Yasunaguchi was one of the senior producers back in the early 2010s. One of my senpais. I'd always look at Yasu's a really funny character. He's super experienced and like industry veteran, like really, really fun guy, interesting guy. And I'd always be like, even since he's my senpai, I'm like, Yas, man, what happens to people like us? Tell me, senpai, like, where do people like us go to pasture? What happens to us when at the end of the day? And he's all like, I'll tell you when I find out. Like, I have no idea. Like, no, Yas, I need direction. Or, am I going to be okay? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, localization is not like certainly is a kind of a young man's job. We're still kind of treading new ground with being the age we are. Where do we go from here?
You don't know. It's a young industry. What do people like us do? Here we go.
This is explaining some super Yakuza power level dynamics. Oh, that's a cool feat. Yeah, so there's a way to say what guys like kind of invading the turf of the Tojo clan, and then being there at all is a problem for them because it sort of is puts them in a bad light that they're letting them do that.
Wait, deep in saying that there was some story where Yas got picked up that he died.
What the hell?
I think he's dead. Still kicking. I remember he was working on some projects for a long time where he was getting shipped out to Russia for a while. He spent all this time like bouncing between the States and the Russia because he had a dev team that was working in Russia, and he'd always be complaining about the food and how cold it was.
What are you translating for?
Yas was a trooper. He was one of those guys he would stay in his office until like 9:30 at night, like personally reviewing immediate cutscenes and stuff like that. He was dead.
Here's Akiyama to collect on this little third string family.
Is he gonna kick these guys in the head?
Nah, these guys are gross. Are
these guys with people with hearts of gold? They good? Are they worth the loan?
That's plot. Thick plot details.
So are these guys Ueno goons?
No, these are Kanemura Enterprises,
Okay.
a third string Tojo clan family. Ueno Seiwa is a other Kanto faction of Yakuza that's not Tojo clan.
Oh. Stepping in on the big boys' turn.
Right.
Then. So
if you played Zero and you were interested in the background of all that stuff that Majima and Sagawa are talking about Saijima, this is the game you play. Like, this is a very self-contained game outside of the Akiyama stuff that introduces our man here. Yakuza 4 basically is all about what happened in that cutscene of Majima losing his eye, how Saijima went to jail, how the aftermath of that plays out, and it's a very kind of self-contained story at the end of the day. And that's why, when people are like, "Oh man, you're missing all this plot," it's like, okay, yeah, some things happen that do affect 6, like Akiyama, but at the end of the day, like the core plot of this, we covered in issue 8. Literally, you're able to throw comic book issue 8, and that's like everything that you needed to know about Yakuza 4 for Yakuza 6.
Yeah, I mean, outside the fact that, like, if you want to play it for, like, what happened, yeah, you can play it for that, but you just need to be, like you said, you just want to know, what do I need about 4 to go into 6? Just read the comic. That's why we met. Someone's asking, like, how did Majima essentially get the rights to build Kamado Hills?
That's interestingly explored in a different game.
A game that we don't talk about?
Yeah, one of the games we don't talk about. What did you just do?
I didn't do anything.
Oh. So Akiyama's explaining why it's bad that the Ueno Seiwa guys are here, because this guy's like, what? Why?
Yamadera, the guy who does this guy's videos, he does I want to say he does the dog's voice. Anpanman. You know what that is.
I've heard of that, yeah. It's like a kid's show, right?
It's a kid's show. It's been around for...
Isn't he freaking Spike?
Yamadera?
Akiyama.
Spike, like, from...
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah. That's right, yes, that's correct.
Man! What an actor. 90s anime, that was my era.
What happened to Yakuza 0? Daigo screwed up.
Y4,
Y4, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Y3 through Y5. The Daigo Chronicles.
But that's the whole thing. But right there, we kind of explored in the comics without going too much into the plot details.
We gave Daigo a whole issue.
But Daigo is really important to 6. Like, the thing is, 6 is about a whole bunch of stuff. But one of the underpinnings is that KIRYU considers, in the same way that KIRYU considers Haruka to be like a surrogate daughter, KIRYU considers Daigo to be a surrogate son because he feels responsible for what happened to him. 1. And 2, he feels responsible for putting him in the position that he's in, and wants him to succeed. That's the whole relationship. It's like Daigo's the son that he can't quite live up to his father, but as a father figure, Kiryu's trying to be like, get him there without doing the whole like, you're such a fan. He doesn't want to be. He's not that dad. And so that's that whole relationship there. That's why it's really important. Imagine if Daigo was your son, man. we all hate on Daigo, but imagine that man was your ward or whatever. Like, what would you do? Would you disown it? What would happen? Because the only one who's got Daigo's back at the end of the day is like Kiryu.
This guy's got his back. Saejima, Majima. Those guys are.
Oh yeah. But those guys have his back because Kiryu is like,
this is the guy.
This guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Date's whole thing is like he's like the shit dad who's kind of trying but not.
He is trying. He's give the guy a little credit.
At least he's trying, you know.
After Kiwami, he gets his act straight.
So who is this guy?
This is the patriarch of Kanemura Enterprises. I'm surprised we haven't gotten any dondons yet.
Yeah, right. So this is this guy's boss, basically.
Right. He's the one who Akiyama lends money.
This guy.
Yeah, and he's specifically been like, oh god, Akiyama's here. I don't want to talk to that guy.
Right.
So he was basically hiding out in the back. He's like basically a bad example of a patriarch.
Right.
Not manning the fuck up.
Not manning the fuck up. Right. So this guy, the underlings, this guy seems like he's got his head in the right place, and he's just trying to kind of support his like Oyabu and the like, come on, boss.
Yeah.
We got to handle this situation.
Right. In our current terminology, Arai would be like the captain, and Kino would be like the lieutenant.
Right. This guy's Arai? This guy's not Arai.
Arai's out there like doing
in the
stuff
trenches.
right now. Yeah. How long did it take to beat Jingu and Kiwami? A couple minutes. What?
Jingu?
He's a tough battle, I'm not gonna lie.
No, it takes a longer than that. I'd say that's like probably like a 10-minute battle. Because you got to start and you got to do.
Oh yeah, there's like a thing.
And you got to run around with the ninja guys and all that, and then there's a battle on top of the ceiling, right?
Right.
There's a whole process.
You just got to go prepared. You got to have your tiger drops. Handle it.
Gotta have your. Don't go in there without your tiger drop. Don't go in there without. So who's talking? Who's narrating?
I missed it, but I think it's still the dudes at Kanemura. Okay. This is what makes Akiyama interesting. His terms of his loans.
And so it's that the guy who was trying to light the cigarette talking to the new guy or the new guy, right?
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah.
This guy. The fear of the world. The groceries, buying his dinner and stuff at the convenience store.
Beers.
That's right, he's going to hang out with his
homeless buddies.
People. So when do you find out how he got his money?
I think so, yeah.
So I'm not gonna go with it. Akiyama came into money. So he's hanging out with these homeless people because that's like his people. That's where he comes from.
Yeah.
He got money.
Here's Arai.
This is Arai. He's even like waiting on this guy. Like,
this is Shibata. You might recognize this man from a certain Yakuza 0 flashback.
That's the building that Majima's building.
Yes.
Majima's
real project.
It's coming to Chill Hills.
うんとうまい飯でも食ってくれ。
いただきます、柴田組長。
それじゃ。
This guy seems sleazy.
Yeah,
He's a bad guy.
yeah. He's a bad guy.
Bad guy.
Blade Zero, you already know.
I don't know if you'd. Did they actually drop his name there though?
Majima?
No. Did they actually drop Shibata's name?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I mean, he said it in the VO, but I don't know if it had to be.
Oh, I see. Yeah, and the other dudes were being like, oh, he's hanging out with Shibata right now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
だった。
Shibata. That line.
Yeah.
少ししたらんか。
Who's this guy? Is this guy important?
Zerai.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So what's that previous group's connection to Shibata? Are they?
We don't know yet. Yeah.
I'm asking all these questions, and I'm like, because I never actually played all the way through Yakuza 4. I only played like the first like two, 3 hours of it. I got maybe like a little bit past this, and then I had to go back and do some actual work.
How unfortunate.
Racket called Sky. It's my little bitch. Machi no Chinpira.
Punks of the city, literally. Oh, I have the whole thing. Okay. Got it. Got it. Still jams. All the jams.
Yes, we do choose the names of trophies. Base them off the
I've been doing them
Japanese.
myself, all sincere. If you like them, if you don't like them, it's not me.
Things go up, I claim responsibility for it. Things go down, not my fault.
I actually try to keep some of those consistent. Like there's certain things that you get a trophy for the same thing across the games. I'm like, oh, well, you know what this trophy is called from whatever it is, and it should be the same thing here. And it's like compared to if you're looking at the trophies across all 3 games, that you feel like there's like a running theme or a narrative.
So I'm assuming Deepman's like
That's Yakuza fan.
asking this question kind of me, but like when I play these games in Japanese, like I do need. I can follow to a certain extent about how they're saying locally, but I actually need the Japanese subtitles to kind of help support what I'm hearing. I need that. I'm a visual guy by nature, so I do need that. I watch movies, English movies with the subtitles. Right? I watch everything with subtitles. I need the audio visual thing to come together. So. Always watch subtitles. In English.
My wife's the same way. I'm like, why are you watching this with the subtitles? She's like, I might miss something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm like. There's even movies now, like movies I used to like, thought I had like completely understood like from the 80s or 90s, and I'll go back and watch it with the subtitles, and I'll be like, oh, that's what he meant. You know, like, but yeah, I always. Plus, sometimes I keep the volume kind of down, because I don't like loud. I don't live in a freestanding single family home. I don't want to blow out my speakers and like irritate my family or whatever. So I tend to watch stuff with the volume kind of a little on the lower side. So I don't always like hear what they're saying.
The houses were long back in the day.
Maybe we just use the.
No. I mean, even compared to Kiwami, these battles are going out quite a bit.
Yeah, D man, I can't hear. That's my same thing. I can't hear the TV with my kids. Like anyone who ever plays like online games with me, and I'm like on voice chat, like they know. Like my kids are sitting there next to me, be like, "Dada, what is that? Dada, did you get that guy? Oh man, don't forget that. Dad, go get that mining spot. Oh, Dad, oh what's that? What are you doing? It's like, guys, shh. I can't. And I'm like trying to like, can you guys let's coordinate that. But no.
Rocket League with this guy is an adventure.
You get the running like commentary with my kids.
we actually, something else we do for Zero and On is make it so that the camera starts not inverted. Because I feel like that's kind of the general way that people play it. Is if you, a lot of people prefer the inverted cameras, but like the Japanese version starts inverted, and we have to specifically ask them every time, like, hey, can you make the default not inverted?
Yeah. I always. Yeah. I used to be an invert guy. Like I remember there was a time in my life where I was like, down is up and up is down, and that was like how I operated. But at some point in the past like 6 years, all of a sudden there was, I don't remember what the game was, but I booted it up and all of a sudden that was confusing. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then ever since then I've just been like, I guess I'm not inverted anymore.
You just lost your ability to invert?
Lost my ability to invert. It might be because I stopped doing like FPSs or something. I don't know, but on the console I'm just not inverted anymore. It was so weird. It was just like, oh my god, I can't.
100 bottles of champagne? Oh, dude.
He's in trouble like this. How many people we got on the team? For a Yakuza game, typical Yakuza game.
Let's see. Kiwami, we had 2 translators, 2 editors. 6 was a big team. 3 translators, 2 editors, and myself.
So well, I think we might have covered this previously, but the challenge with localization teams is that you can't just throw more people on it to make it go faster. The standard is generally considered like 5 translators and 5 editors is like the utter max you can do, because...
And if you're at that point, you better have a producer in there who's like reining
it all together.
That's what I do. That's my job as a localization producer. Like, I see what you're doing, and I see what you're doing, and that's not compatible. So I'm gonna either smooth this out myself, or I'm gonna make you smooth it out together.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because what you end up hitting are these like consistency issues where like people's writing style for a character in this, one person's writing style and the other person's writing style are just like sound and feel like completely different, and it creates a consistency issue. So typically we consider like 3 and 3 like kind of ideal, less if you can do it.
Then you can throw one person at stuff like items and NPCs and that kind of stuff, and one person at main story, one person at sub stories, and you get a little less crossover amongst all the text, right? But when you start throwing in like Sam says, even 5 people, where you're like 2 people are on main story, 2 people are on doing all this stuff, or it just gets messier and messier the more you add.
It gets really bad.
It goes faster.
It goes way faster, but it's a mess. And so you have to have. So even though you got it done faster, you just end up spending more time on the back end bringing it together. But why is it like that? The most important thing to understand is that localization, especially from Japanese and English, is not formulaic. You can't just be like, Japanese says this, thus the English is this. It's an interpretive process. There's a creative aspect to it. There's it's just not that straightforward. So we do need to have someone come in or have some kind of like collective understanding of how characters sound, what their motivations are, what kinds of things will they say, what kind of things will they not say. Just like if I asked Scott to like imitate the way I talk, he would be able to perfectly do it, just like I can imitate the way he talks. Some people can do that, but that's not like a common...
I can do that in text. I can make it sound like Sam. I've known him too long.
But could we get 3 people to write different sections of a dialogue and they have to all sound like me?
Probably not.
All together? That would be a real challenge. So that's kind of what the challenge is with localization. It's a balance between getting it done quickly, but keeping consistency. So you're finally getting at these Ueno guys and causing trouble.
Right, and Akiyama's prevented Kido from joining the battle because he knew that would start clan war.
So the whole point here is that he's basically like solving this issue for the other clans. The other clan has the ability to pay him that.
He's solving it for the Tojo clan, essentially. Yeah. Okay. Yes. wants. He doesn't want clan wars. Nobody, not good for anybody's business. But, you know, as we've discovered in previous games. Ouch. Essence of countering. Wow. I think this just means QTE. Feel the heat!
That went away. Feel the heat. It kind of went away for a while.
It did.
Feel the heat in 0 or Kiwami. Or even in 6. You can feel the heat.
Still feel the heat. We need to bring back.
That's a great tag.
Bring back feel the heat.
Bring back, yeah. Hashtag bring back feel the heat.
Akiyama, the understated thing here is that Akiyama has kind of a man crush on Arai.
Why?
Because he believes Arai is capable of kind of filling that the line. See, Kiryu held. He's like, Arai, this guy's got the chops, and I want to see him come up in the world.
So this guy's and he's a subsidiary of the Tojo clan.
Yes, he's a captain of like a third string family in the Tojo clan.
Does he know Kiryu?
Everyone knows Kiryu
everyone
at this point.
He's the fourth chairman. He's the Yondaime.
And again, lighting the cigarette as a sign of respect. It's kind of a thing.
That's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. Pay attention to the end of Yakuza 0 if you don't believe me.
Lighting someone else's cigarette is like it's a sign of sort of upward-facing respect in a certain way, or same level at least. So the fact that this guy Arai lights like Akiyama's cigarette means that he either sees him as an equal or something above that.
So Akiyama's already kind of, they're hinting at this, and I'll just tell you, Akiyama has lent the money to Kanehara, and as you know, Akiyama puts all these weird conditions on the loans, and so he's basically told Kanehara, your condition is retire. I need you out so that Arai can climb the ranks. So he just said it.
This guy's like, I'm watching something incredible happen here.
Drop name drop.
This is such a good looking game though. I mean, like for like a PS3 kind of mid-gen title, it looks so good. I always talk about how, facial animation is like really the thing that brings all these characters to life. The eye movement, and the way the brows move is just like that. That will make your character seem like a real person, or make them seem like the eyes. It's the eyes and the brow movement. That is what brings characters to life. You can have kind of, I feel like sometimes you can have kind of like
woodeny mouth.
As long as the eyes are there, that's what sells it. Woodeny mouth. That was a good word. A mouth like wood.
Yeah, there's a double space after every period, which is just, I keep eyeballing that, which is interesting. I wonder if that's just the way that the system works.
They may have double space.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just what they were like doing.
Maybe. See, this is localization where I'm like, there's double space at that period. What is going on? And like, but you guys are like, wait, what?
That's a weird word. Question marks before. The crazy thing in this one is that the thing I noticed is that the apostrophes are angled, and I'm like, that's dangerous because it means that, which it looks really good in this situation, but what happens when you need to single quote something? Because now you're gonna be like,
looks kind of gross.
Because in Japanese text systems, typically, there's only one kind of apostrophe, so there's no like curly quotes on each side, typically. So if they have to use double quotes, they're going to be both angled, which looks weird. So the way you get around that is either, damn, he just got shot. Was that an Ueno guy?
Yep.
You're right. It's like a space.
Yeah.
Situation. I wonder if the periods have a big. I wonder if the periods are like
double periods. No way.
Nah, man. See, like that right there. I think that's just a period with a little space after
the character. The period character has a little
space, and then there's a space after, so it just looks. I don't know, man. That's really big.
It's wide, right?
It's a really big.
Something's going on. Hot localization topics on the Sam and Scott stream.
We actually so like space width is often a big topic. Sometimes we're like, you know, the current space that they have, you could like shrink that by like 15% and like fit a whole bunch more text in our windows. You know, There's a whole bunch of discussion. Like these spaces could be a little thinner.
Yeah, they may be right. These are fantastic lines though. Like just like the amount of characters they're getting into a window is still great. Yeah. Like a lot of localization people don't have that luxury. Yeah.
You want to see some crazy? You play original OG like Pokemon on Game Boy. There's like 2 lines of 12 or something. Like it's ridiculous.
Go play Nights in the Nightmare. I had 2 lines of 22.
Oh no! And explain that game, man.
Yeah, explain that game in 2 lines of 22.
2 lines of 22. We make it look easy. It ain't easy, guys.
Hana! Mr. A was a good touch. That's what they seem to be using for the Shacho.
Oh, her Dio is excellent. I don't think I've ever really. I mean, I know that Hana is like a fan favorite. Her Dio is excellent.
100%. Sega Dirk is here.
Sega Dirk. Who let Sega Dirk in?
Our special guest.
So, okay, this is a good question. The average Japanese heavy smoker, I would say that per capita, like Japan smokes a lot of cigarettes. But let me give you guys some interesting like factoids on Japanese smokers. So, like by comparison, like American smokers are like filthy. They like, smoke their stuff. They smoke it around wherever they want to smoke it, and then they just throw the cigarette butts on the ground like, whatever. Someone's gonna pick that shit up. Like, it's shameful. Smokers out there, check your shit. It's shameful. I used to smoke myself, so I feel like I can like kind of get on smokers about it. But like, clean your shit up, because in Japan, here's what they do in Japan. Japan's amazing. If you're a smoker in Japan, you standard issue, you carry around with you this little like pouch. Okay. You have a little pouch. But what you do when you're smoking a cigarette, you don't flick your ashes like on the ground. You flick it into the pouch. When you're done, you put it out in the pouch and you drop the cigarette butt in the pouch and you seal it up, and it's like kind of like smell proof. And you carry that around with you. You have a portable ashtray. And when you're done at the end of the day doing all the smoking, you go and you dump it out in an appropriate receptacle.
Damn, Akiyama!
But that's like the standard sort of feature because Japan is always about meiwaku and all that, right?
Right.
So they're all like, make sure you go smoke in your corner, carry your trash with you, keep it clean, keep it safe, and yeah. So, but as a result, like a lot of people smoke. It's very, very common. They also have like lighter cigarettes there than we have here. There's some like like light tar branded kind of cigarettes in Japan are really common. So you can chain smoke, and the cigarettes are cheap there too.
Stream rated.
You can get like smokes for like $3-4 a pack there. $3, $4 a pack these days. So they keep their populace highly nicotinated. So yeah.
Trailer for this game. I think we still have that up on the foil page. If you want to see like a trailer for Yakuza 4 that's kind of misses the point.
Yeah, so that's someone's bringing up, like, if we were, like, let's say we were to go back and redo this, you know, she calls Akiyama, like, Chacho.
Right.
Chacho, so
Mr. A.
That's Mr. A, and we keep that?
That's a tough call, right? That'd be one of those conversations, like, this is how they did it before. Should we keep that?
Yeah.
Should we do that?
I kind of like it.
I kind of like it, too. I kind of like it. It's
like
cool.
Mr. A. I kind of like it.
Agreed. That would probably be where that conversation ends, and we just do it. And some people would be like, but you said you were getting more accurate. And we'd be like, yeah, but this is cool.
Because we could go boss.
Boss. Yeah.
Because you can't say Prez.
Mr. Prez.
Mr. Prez,
Oh,
President.
gross.
That's CEO. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like Mr. A.
Oh, here's the thing that sets everything in motion for Y4.
So we want the localized past games you didn't localize. Can we patch? I assume patch in English into the Japanese version? No. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. We don't. Unfortunately, we don't. This is not a. It's not charity work. I guess is the best way to say it.
We do need to be paid for our efforts.
We are not fan subbers. So, yeah. If you want a patch to put in English into an existing game, there are communities out there on the internet that do that.
Don't do it.
Piracy is wrong.
Rai just shot that dude.
So who just? Oh, Rai just shot this guy.
Yeah.
And Rai's his bro, though, right? Like.
Yeah. So Akiyama's pretty freaking distraught about the fact that Rai just shot this Ueno Seiwa guy.
And Tanimura
just showed up. Coaster wants Tanimura to come back. He's a one and done kind of guy, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I'm not. I have to look up the details on it. I'm not 100% sure, but there was some kind of scandal with this actor.
Yeah.
I want to say, like in Japan, there was something that happened. So there's some complexities about bringing him back.
His storyline gets resolved at the end of this. I mean, like, you don't. Sometimes with the Yakuza games, people are like, "I'll bring this character back." You kind of don't want that to happen sometimes. Trust me.
I think it's a little weird in that scene. It's a little weird. Like I can't really imagine a Japanese policeman like running up holding a gun at a civilian. That's a little intense.
So you did just shoot a dude, according to them, right?
Right.
And this has been escalated.
Right. But they have the guy restrained, and he's like,
yeah, that's what about.
Okay, well, that's in of Akiyama, or at least the first chapter.
First chapter of Akiyama. There's like 4 more.
Okay, so let's close out. Let's go back to kind of what we opened up with real quick to kind of just kind of close out for the day since we're almost time. So yeah, like we've got the art show coming up. Art show's coming up.
Sato-san's going to be there.
Sato-san's going to be there. The sort of Yakuza series general producer, who's been involved with the series for a very long time. Horitomo, who does all the Yakuza art, the tattoo work for all the characters. You can see there, and you can see like Majima's back. I can pull that up if you want to, but I'm not going to bore you with it, even though it's amazing. We're going to have 30 pieces of artwork there. We're going to be selling T-shirts. The first 200 people on the show going to get these rockin' Onimichio-kun pins. We're going to have refreshments, raffles. We're going to have a special announcement.
What
could that be? No idea. Q&A, and we are going to try to stream it. Just barring technical issues, as you know, we don't have a really good, batting record when it comes to streaming with no technical difficulties.
But we pulled it off today.
We did it okay. Hopefully, you guys thought it was all right.
Yep.
So we'll do what we can.
Pre-purchase your games at the thing to get a signature from Sato-san, from Horito-san. You'll be able to get an extra art book for doing that.
For all the artists who are there too, you can get them to sign their artwork.
Yep.
When is that happening, man?
March 17th, 3 o'clock p.m. And the installation will run to the 1st, but we won't be there.
Yep.
Cool.
I'll be there.
On the day, right?
I'll be there.
You're translating, I assume.
I'm doing the interpretation, probably. I'm the wrangler.
Right.
Wrangler. Woo! So, come guys, we'll see you there. We're really excited. Hit us up on Twitter. I'm Sam _Mullen.
Trigger Red. Come
talk to us. Follow us on Sega at Sega Game. At Yakuza Game on Twitter for social.
How dare the water bot overshadow us?
Yeah.
God, who owns this hydration bot? You're so right, stupid hydration bot.
Well,
drink your water.
Drinking my water. So thanks for coming out, hang out.
Thank you guys.
We've got stay tuned to the stream. We got more stuff coming out. More stuff to talk about in the future.
Yakuza 6, March 17th.
But next week I think we have a time shift.
Right, I think there's another game being streamed.
So our friends over at Sega Europe are going to be doing their Make Love Not War stream, which is going to run sort of into their evening. We're going to come on after that. So stay in for that. Come check out some Total War or whatever. Those guys do good work over there. We support them. We love those guys. So come hang out with them, and then we'll roll into our stream once they finish up. EJ, what does the time start on that? What do we have planned for that?
12:30 for us.
12:30 for us. So we're going to start about an hour and a half late before we come on. But we'll be there. We'll be out next week, and we're going to be doing... What are we doing next week?
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll figure it out. At some point, we're going to play some Yakuza 5, but we'll figure out what we're doing.
Yep.
We do make this up as we go along. We try not to. But...
Yeah.
So, thanks for coming. Hang out, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.